Hello to you. Welcome to today's channel. For those of you that haven't seen my channeling process before, just allow me a little moment just to explain what it is that I do. I receive messages from the etherical beings of love and light, of which I sit in this process to allow for them to be relayed to me so I can interpret of all it is that they are wishing to say, so that I can then offer it outwardly for you to receive. So let's enjoy this gorgeous day. I was guided to come outside today and sit in the sun. Shall we close our eyes and sit to receive and allow for these messages to come through? Thank you. It is in this establishment, dear ones, that we are willing to always interact, to be felt this placement from within so that one may continue to portray, to receive and to outwardly deliver these messages from us in this sensing of it all to be spoken of as correct. We are knowing in this way that we are to be spoken of as the etherical beings of love and light, to be felt as this impression upon you and of those that are to accept or to receive or be willing in an openness to understand into this that we are. We are always willing in this way to interact, dear ones, and we are thankful with this in this opportunity to be felt, presented to all in this way. We are the deliberate beings, the beings of love and light that are to be felt, expressed through tenure in this way, to be felt as a form or a sensing of to receive these words that are being offered so they may be outwardly delivered so that they can be comprehended or understood by you. Be allowing in this place of pleasantry, dear ones, to feel as though one is to feel inspiration or to feel inspired so that they may be feeling this sense of recognition to rise again from within self into a sensing of more to be. We are allowing this deliberate space, dear ones, to be known as the etherical beings of love and light. And it is in these words that are being received and translated outwardly that are to be felt as if to impress upon you. It is in this intent of which it is that we are to flow through, to feel as if to connect into this frequency or this vibrancy, this aspect of physicality in this human, in a sensing of herself to receive, to know of us to be a qualified version from within her to speak these words as such she does. It is in this knowing, dear ones, that we are relevant to all that are to interact with us in this way, whether it be into a sense of outward spoken, to be words that are being sensed, to be delivered, or whether it to be in a place of such recluse within oneself that one is willing just to sit and participate and to partake into a moment of quiet contemplation. It is in one's consideration that one must feel of this heart space from within, to be the deliverer of these words that are to feel as to offer a contentment, a sense of pleasure or to please of self, to allow of self to sit into and to relay into. It is in this knowing, dear ones, that we are willing to interact in every way, and it is in simply an opportunity to offer here that one is to ask, to receive, but to ask in a place of opened heart, to feel a commitment from within, to speak these truths and these words of acknowledgement that are to respond to you in this grand way, to feel of this self as a becoming from within again, this place that is held with utmost respect into the very being of which it is that you are. For it is too often that we have seen the physical side of human that has been allowed to run rampant at times, shall we say, to be disrespecting, to be unhearing and non-allowing to connect back into or to even acknowledge this spirited spark from which it is that we are to be the whole encompassment in. to be recognized within you again. It is here, dear ones, that we wish to offer this flow of conversation to be felt as to be an outward projection, a projection that is to be filtered through a space that is sensed with love and compassion attached, to become a deliberate spokesperson as such in this way, to deliver these words of which it is that we are. We are standing united and uniformed within this sensing of all it is that we are to belong into. To be the very beings of essence in love that is to be a pure conscious thought that is to make its way to you. To be felt delivered in this way, to be empowered and loaded with passion in a sensing of all that this one wishes to offer, to speak, to know of as her words in a truth of hers to be. We are allowing, dear ones, for all interaction, and it is to be felt in this interaction that the many of you are to be hesitating or to be unable to suggest to self that it is to be a willingness or a proposition to be allowed to see. We offer this to be a different format for all, for it is to have a sensing to have closed one's eyes, whether to be in prayer or an outwardly spoken conversation. It is to have no particular direction, dear ones, but to be felt gifted and guided by the true being of which it is that you are in constant attention of. And it is in here that these words will flow as they do through this channel tenure in this way, to be felt, acknowledged and accepted and received in the grandness of which it is that they are spoken of. We are always willing to interact, dear ones, and it is in this place of pleasant occupancy that we are to feel a viable connection, to be felt as a willing proposition to come forth out of tenure in this way, to be this inhabitor of spirited self, to be a clear and open channel, a directed guidance that is to be felt flowing into, out of, to be never held or contained, but to know of its willingness to come forth in any moment of which it is to suggest or call of it to be. We are allowing in this way, dear ones, to be spoken of you in this sensing of all it is that we are. We are allowing of everyone, everything, in this absolute presence of desire to be felt called forth into this reality, to speak outwardly in a sense of self to be. We love of you, dear ones, and it is of this place that we leave of you. We are always willing to interact and will continue to speak in this way that we do. We are love, are we not, in all this that we are to receive. I feel the impression of spirit when it is to enter or flow, or when I'm in this place of open willingness to receive into all it is that they have to offer. These gifted messages, these words of wisdom, and this innate truth that rises up out of me to accept that these words being spoken are my contribution, are a contribution that is to be felt contained within me, that needs to be spoken and offered outwardly, to know of these words that I have received as a truthful proposition, a truthful conversation to be had, so that I may offer them outwardly for all of you to sit into. To accept or not is your choice, and this is the empowerment from within that we have chosen to participate here upon this earthly plane, to have a choice to choose all decisions and acceptances as to be our own. So I ask of you today, dear ones, be willing in maybe just a different way to assess of what it is that you are seeing to receive, to feel inclined maybe to allow from the normal thinking thoughts to just be put aside for just one moment so that you may sit to receive this recognition, this word or these conversations as a new way to think or a new way to see yourself presented as. We are the loving beings and all it is that you are, dear ones. And it is in this that Spirit always speaks to me so that I may become acknowledging again of what it is that I actually am, and to realize and accept this moreness into which it is that I desire and crave to be. So I hope that you have enjoyed following along and listening to this process as it is to be unraveled and revealed and spoken. I love these moments when we get to sit and connect and to really realize into the true potential of all it is that we hold within, in only our willingness to let it be spoken of outwardly, boldly, and courageously in a confidence that's yours to be. Have a fantastic day, dear ones, wherever you are in this gorgeous world. Acknowledge yourself in the biggest way possible so that you may too hear this heart that speaks so loudly for you. Have a grand day, and until we talk again, look after oneself.